Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Gray Saturday here in New York City, but it's nice that it's a little bit cooler. Who was first in the chat today? Looks like Jesus. Jesus with some questions. Yeah, we got all these things going on. We got the feedback session for this show coming up in a couple of weeks, the 27th, and one of our instructors here and a great artist, Great Dane, has his new Chop Shop event happening, which is a sample and remix challenge. I believe there may be prizes for that. But yeah, there's a link here if you want to know more about that on our website. Josh Holliday's in the house. Camel P, aka The Influence. What's up? Jan Kalinowski is back. UK Strings, haven't seen you in a little while. And E.T., sorry to hear about your tinnitus, man. I feel you. I know what you're talking about. Happened to me. You can't DJ and play techno in loud venues for as long as I did and not have some hearing ramifications. Will Joseph is here. What's up? R3 Percussion and hey, Silver Knobs, HMDT. Always laying down some great hardware, DAWless jams. You posted a lot of stuff in the feedback channel. I need to go through that. It's been a little while. I need to catch up. All right, so I got a surprise special in-person in the studio guest here today. He's an old friend of mine. We're gonna hang out and make some music together. I'll introduce you right now. What's up, everybody? It's John Selway here at Selway Techno Saturday again. I got Anthony Preston here next to me. He's a very old friend. How long ago was it? It was like...
I think we met maybe in... 89?
Oh my God, it's been like well over 30 years. So anyway, you guys have heard me talk about the band I used to be in, or still am, kinda, right? Once you're in a band, you're like, you know, brothers. It's not like we broke up and hated each other. Like we've been friends and brothers and forever. So wait, what? So yeah, he's here because I have this big old analog mixer that I've had It used to belong to Satellite Records, where I worked, and we had a studio, and I made a lot of records on in the 90s, and then it came into my hands, and it's been taking up space here at 343 Labs, and space is at a premium here in New York City. And I haven't been using it. And Anthony was asking me some advice about analog mixers for dub mixing. And I'm like, hey, I think I have something for you. So he's up here to grab that. And since he's here, I was like, just sit down with me and we'll make some techno. And on top of that, we're going to play around with some music that we did from I Spy, which we've been doing this whole mix down prog thing for it feels like more than a year now. We've been trying to get these old tracks mixed down with the good help from my good friend Jonathan Krennick, who's also from DC and knows us from back then. So he's been our mix engineer for finally getting our music out after 30-something years.
Right. We had a couple of cassettes that circulated. We probably printed off maybe 50, maybe 100, but never really crossed the finish line with putting out a record. So 30 years later, what we're doing.
I know, it's amazing. I think I'm looking at the levels. It looks like your mic need to come up a little bit. Okay. I'm going to do that. Keep talking.
Yep. John, first, just want to say it's so crazy to be here in the studio. I had no idea that this was going to happen until I walked in.
All right.
So
yeah, I pretty much just surprised you. I'm like, hey, come in, sit down. Let's totally make some beats.
Let's do it.
So look at this. What does Jesus say? I love how you wrote people in, nothing for free, but hey, glad he is with us today. Wait, is that a double-edged comment? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Cool. All right, Audio Muscle says your mic is much better now that I turned you up.
Awesome, thank you.
That's very good. So, as I always must do, I also am here to remind you that here at 343 Labs, we're a music production school in New York City and in Berlin and online and throughout the universe as far as I'm concerned, right? So if you want to know more about the programs that we run, the courses that we have, and all the events that are going on, the aforementioned feedback session coming up in a couple of weeks on this show, and Great Dane's Chop Shop, which is a new thing he's doing that looks pretty fun for all you guys more into bass and hip-hop and trap. That's his thing. And if you want to know more, you know where the links are in the description. See, I'm supposed to be a pro. I'm tripping over my tongue right now.
Take two.
Give me one of those Guinnesses over there.
Okay.
It's one of those days. It's day drinking day here. We're old men. We can do that. So anyway, as I was saying, you know what to do. Check the links below in the description. If you want to submit a track for the Techno feedback session coming up on the 27th, and you haven't already joined our Discord, there's an invite link for our Discord in the description, and you want to go to the Selway feedback channel there and post a link from SoundCloud or any other streaming link or download if that's what you've got. And you want to do that. Submit your track before the 26th, so I have some time to check everything out before the show. All right. Luminous Cloud, that is borderline inappropriate. Anyway, I'm not even going to say it. I just can't take it anymore with that. With that, you know about that?
I know it's a meme, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a viral moment for that lady, that young lady. All right. So what are we going to do today? My worlds collide today. I played in a ska band, and I'm into techno and all the other stuff, as you guys well know. And I've always loved and have been influenced by dub. And of course, we've done dub techno on the show before. And that's like the connection, like the musical connection between playing in a ska and reggae band. And we didn't just do that. What's other sort of styles of music did we throw in the mix?
Maybe I would say a little bit.
Lean on that
soul.
mic or they won't hear you, man. You got to be right up on it.
Sorry, I think we. I'd say we dabbled in funk a little bit, maybe a little bit of power R&B, a little bit, soul kind of,
60s mod soul
exactly.
kind of stuff, northern soul-ish or whatever they call it now. Yeah, and punk and hardcore, and we were influenced by all the DC scene that was around us, and it was kind of a. We were equally influenced by UK two-tone and rock steady and reggae from Jamaica and punk and hardcore and metal. We had our, who was there was a guitarist that Nathaniel, our guitarist, was really into, a metal guitarist.
Oh, Joe Satriani.
Yeah. Could you imagine ska with Joe Satriani style solos.
Fishbone.
And probably the
Huge.
single biggest
Yeah.
single influence would be Fishbone.
For sure.
Early Fishbone.
Yeah.
Their first album is like gold, platinum,
Agreed.
perfect.
Agreed.
Later on, it's okay. There's some songs, but the first album is just mind-blowingly good for that era, for sure.
I think that producer, David Kahn, I think I'm pronouncing it right, he worked with a bunch of people, including Sublime.
Yeah.
So he definitely likes that bounce.
Luminous Cloud is asking, no Minor Threat? Of course, Minor Threat. What are you talking about? The Minor Threat house was like minutes from where my parents live. Like it was,
Right.
I was too young to hang out with those guys, but the older brothers of my neighborhood friends in Virginia were like skateboarding on the street in front of the Discord house when it was in Virginia. Like in that, what do you remember where that was exactly? What neighborhood?
No,
Was it Arlington?
I never went outside the Beltway, John. Sorry.
You were too cool. You actually lived in DC. I lived just outside of DC, but I can say I'm from there because I was born in DC.
We did play with Fugazi. I mean, many times
At Fort Reno.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Fugazi was more like, Minor Threat was kind of over by the time we were gigging, and we did get to play with them at some daytime shows, which was cool. So yeah, that's some more of my history, and Anthony is here to prove it to you that that's not just me telling stories. He was there.
I was.
All right, so back to music and what we're going to do today. So the common thread, which we just went way off the thread, is dub and reggae and how that's influenced techno, and there is such a thing as dub techno. And I was actually thinking about, like, let's take some parts from one of our old songs and do a dubby techno-y version or remix, right? So that's where we're at. And I was looking for some inspiration. Well, first of all, just to show you guys, I've shown you guys this before. This is our some old demos that we have. This is the only thing we ever really released. This is on Bandcamp. And it's just like raw recordings, demo recordings from the American University studio. And I don't know, I'm going to play one.
Sure.
The most ska one. We don't need to let this play too long.
This track is interesting because I had to overdub it. Somehow we lost the bass going from American University Studios to Q Studios. It was like that timing thing or whatever.
Right.
So I had to, in the studio, re-record.
You did a good job.
Thanks, John.
You did. And this is a cover. This was like a 60s ska tune that we did a cover of when we were very, very ska.
And also like 18 years old.
Right. This has 18-year-old energy. Definitely. All right.
You still have 18-year-old energy,
Oh,
John.
That's so nice. I'd like to think so. All right. So that's just some history for you guys. I was listening to this. I can't play these for too long because we're going to get like YouTube algorithmic copyright strikes and shit like that. But
That's a thing?
It's a thing, yeah.
Oh,
like
wow.
if this, maybe not this one because I think this one isn't even on like streaming. I think this is just on Bandcamp. I could be wrong, but actually maybe this is on YouTube. But yeah, this is Bandulu, and this is like literally dub techno. There's dub techno like Basic Channel for those of you familiar, but this is literally like techno producers sampling reggae and dub and making a song out of those beats.
What year is this?
I want to say 90.
Oh, wow.
Mid-90s, 95, 96.
That's so cool.
Silver Knobs can't imagine someone playing ska seriously. It is pretty goofy sometimes, I'll give you that. You could imagine somebody playing dub reggae seriously, though. It's much more moody and dark and spaced out. And this is beautiful. I would say this is more dub than techno in a way. It's very traditional and musically. But like, what makes this more techno? Like, as a less experienced techno producer, Anthony, what do you hear about this that sounds more techno than dub?
The bass sounds a little synthy.
It is a synth, yeah.
Yeah. It's, do I dare say, maybe less organic and tighter?
I would say, what does it is that they're taking those dub reggae drums and chopping them up and making it more rolling, syncopated, techno-y kind of rhythm underneath. So like the bass is dub, It's got the chords, the little chord stabs, little piano, organ chord stabs. And then there's the vocal, obviously. It's like white guy reggae singing. That's how I would sound if I did this. Maybe. And then, okay, so yeah, I think it's like the rhythmic stuff in the drums is what makes it more techno. For sure. I love that. All right, so that's a really good inspiration that I'm going to take today on trying to chop up our I Spy parts. And then this one's definitely reggae sampling, but more techno in a way. Oh, we don't want to fit. We want to hear the beginning of this. It's an amazing sample. Kari Lakerbush.
What do you think that delay is?
Some kind of tape delay. Like, you told me you just bought a pedal, like a tape delay emulation pedal? The Empress? That thing sounds sick. It's like something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is totally... RX48 was going to mention Kari Lakerbush. Yes, this is absolutely like top shelf for the time. 90s, sample-based, grooving techno with reggae samples. So this one, the beat is definitely less reggae dub sounding and more techno-y, housey, syncopated. Driving. It's got that forward motion. Aztec's getting excited. Wow, love Kari. Always wondered how he made his track. Let's go. Well, I can't promise this. We're not recreating Kari Lakerbush today. He's got a very unique sound, this guy. I've never tried to emulate him. I will say, though, he uses a lot of compression. So there's a little clue. A lot of that 90s Swedish sound, everything's really compressed a lot. And then Kari in particular was one of the first people I heard to do this. All right. Maybe if we have time, we'll compress a bunch of stuff and make it sound more like Kari if we can. I can't promise, though. All right. So that's another good influence. And then this is educational, mostly for Anthony. This is like more what I would call more pure dub techno, right? This is much less reggae and more the sort of more techno, but with a dub production and dub aesthetic. And these guys, Basic Channel is the label that this Philips track release was on. These guys are like ground zero for what is known as dub techno.
Cool.
Yeah, this stuff's amazing. And it's all just crazy syncopation and delays and cool sound design.
Do you think in terms of their production, were they using like...
Don't forget your mic, Anthony.
In terms of production, sorry guys, were they using analog, like effects?
I think so. They're mixing on an analog desk with analog effects. I think some of the sounds may be analog, but also sometimes I hear chopped up little like samples sometimes. But it's hard to say because these guys have been an enigma forever. People have tried to copy their sound to more or less success. And they've influenced a lot of techno producers to try to recreate this.
I love that texture, man.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's just like these deep, rich chords and whatever synth they were using. Or sometimes I think they might have sampled a chord stab from a synth and then run that little chop of a sample into audio effects, delay, distortion, reverb, filters, all of the above at the same time.
Isn't there a technique also of running like all of that through an amp and then miking it to get a sound?
You would see that. You wouldn't see that as often in like electronic music production, but people do that. That's more of a kind of guitar technique, like reamping in a recording studio. But why not? People do it, and now we have like cabinet emulation plugins,
right.
So you can virtually reamp anything, and it's basically filtering. You're adding phase and filtering and resonance to your sound. So yeah, this is just, since I told Anthony this is a little bit of a lesson for him too, is connecting, like bridging the gap between my techno world and our mutual reggae ska dub world.
And very serious ska.
And very serious ska music. Wait, do we have a very serious ska song? I don't know, we do, but it's not ready to play. I won't go there right now. But we can listen to. All right, so that's enough. I've probably played too much of that music. We're going to get banned by YouTube because we're stealing people's music in this video. Cross your fingers. If any, at worst, we'll just be demonetized.
Do they? I mean, sorry. Can we just hang on that for a second because it's
Sure.
blowing my mind? Would this happen in real time? Like, would this be shut down?
No.
Okay.
After once it's
Gotcha.
done, it's going to get scanned, and if they
Gotcha.
find copyright infringing material, two things will happen. One, it'll just say you can't monetize it, or two, if you get a real, that's not a copyright strike. If you actually get a strike and you're not allowed to use the music, you have to edit it out. You have to actually remove it.
Oh, to keep it up.
Yeah. So I would have to so if whoever's tracking Basic Channel and Kari and Bandulu, if their distributor doesn't allow any secondary use, then I'm going to get a warning and then I have to remove it. So this whole intro might have to get cut, but you guys got to see it because you're here live. Anyway, let's move along into Ableton Live, and let's play the
Luminous Cloud. I love the dancehall analog laser noises.
dancehall. Check dancehall analog laser noises. Let's do that. Dub sirens.
Dub sirens.
Maybe
yes.
all right, we'll see if we have time to get into that because it's already almost 1:20, almost 1:30. Okay, so
hurry up, John.
Shut up. All right, this is the song. This is like a almost finished mix of a song we recorded more than 30 years ago. But this was recently, like I said, my friend Jonathan is mixing down our old tracks for us. There it is. Self-indulgent whammy bar. How are we going to turn this into techno?
That's your job, dude.
Oh shoot! I thought you would have some ideas too. You will. Just the intro.
Times are hard and they say they might get harder. The race is on as we come closer to the border. We're not waiting for you to give the order. We're not disobeying at the drop of a quarter. Riot, 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 riot. When you go out and riot, stop, say what?
Right.
When you go out and riot, stop, whatever the bad blood.
So you got the idea there, right? It's ska / reggae, a little bit raw. Our vocalist, Rich, he was amazing. He still is amazing. He's an amazing guy. Really unique person. Amazing guy on the stage. Really the perfect front man we could have had.
What is? Oh, I was just gonna say, Rich now plays drums in Austin in a punk band called This Party Sucks.
This Party Sucks. That's just so perfect for him. Somebody's saying this could be like a Eurodance remix, and I don't think we're going to go that way.
I don't know if I know what that means.
It's more like the pop dance music.
Yeah.
All right, so we got to deconstruct this somehow. They're already saying we should chop up the guitar. We could. Are we going to listen to the whole song?
What is hard floor? Turn it into hard floor. What is that?
Hard floor. They might mean hard groove. Do you mean hard groove, Camel P? Or do you mean like the hard ravey kind of stuff that people are into now? And there's also like the German acid producers Hard Floor. I don't think that's what he meant. Hard groove. Yeah. I think hard groove drums would work in a dubby techno-y thing. I mean, yeah, just jumping back to the way that, like, this is not hard groove, but the way that the drums are chopped up in the background. is a similar production style to some hard groove stuff. It's just there's a lot more drums in the hard groove stuff, I would say. But yeah, we could do that. All right, so we were before the stream we were talking about like how are we gonna approach this, and it's hard to like. I have the stems, but they're unmixed, unprocessed stems, so they don't sound as tight and full as JK's mix down. And you know, in the future, we will have actual mixed stems that will sound better. But so we have the more raw stuff. So to start with, pretty much, I just want to look at maybe like taking some of the isolated organ stuff, and we could make some little chord stabs out of this. Right? Because we have this by itself, which sounds pretty cool. Right?
And
that's all good.
And you were playing a Juno through a real Leslie.
Yeah, that's my Juno 106 that I had since I was in middle school through a real organ rotating speaker cabinet. The hand.
Which was a pain in the ass to move around for sure.
True, yeah, we had to do that. All right, so there's that, and then we have the vocals, which, you know, they're not, the mix on the vocals is way better from Jonathan, but we can make do with these.
Times are hard and they say they might get harder. The race is on.
And I just took some presets here to like
Times are hard
give
and they
it
say
give
they
it a
might get
start.
harder. The race is on as we come closer to the border.
And like this is going to be, we're going to chop the vocal up. I feel like Times Are Hard is a good chop. So let's see. And just drag this into. You haven't used Ableton Live, really.
I'm a Logic guy.
I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding. It's great. Logic is great. Plenty of people make awesome music with Logic. It's very, very, very good. All right, so I just made a MIDI track and dragged the audio clip with the vocal onto the simpler, and now I can do that. Let's put these, I'm going to take this vocal effect and put it on here. Like, even just that with an echo would be amazing. Woo. You know what I mean? So, all right, and I have a kick drum. And I think we need to just start building up a groove with that. That was like that's like the intro already, right? Where's middle C? I'm gonna make it slower to make it No, we're not gonna do pitch modulation. Don't get scared. Get rid of that crazy feedback. Something like that. More kind of spaced out. All right, but let's come back to the vocals. We've got that. We can play around with that. And then also earlier, I tried making a loop out of some of the drum stems to get the rim shots and the hi-hats that we could chop up. Right? Too much kick drum.
Question about that echo.
Yeah.
Is that synced?
It is.
It is synced.
It is synced.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be.
Right,
but it is.
Right.
All right. I want to like mess this up a little bit. You can hear it's got bleed, right? You know, since these aren't really mixed and isolated, you can hear the guitar in the background, but I think that's okay. I'm going to do the same thing we did with the vocal and just drag it onto a track, and then we can slice it, right? So now, oh, we want to be able to hear it, right? There we go.
Man, you're a wizard.
I'm just doing like live default stuff. This is so now we could like take those drums and oops. See, I'm a wizard and then I do that. All right. And this also, it sounds so thin because it's unmixed. All right. EQ, maybe saturation. You know what? I'm going to do the effects on this and then transfer them over. It'll be easier. Definitely need some saturation, some distortion. That's overdrive, actually. That's already better. Just to kind of thicken it up.
It's kind of got a whimsy lo-fi sound.
Yeah, I mean, I'm can even quantize all this. Come on, select all. Why ain't it? Oh, it's over here. Let's see if there's any other stuff in there. I like that. Like for techno, having a faster loop like that.
Oh, that's sick.
Something like that. We can try to use this as it originally was, or we can go and do the slicing that I was just thinking about.
Ooh.
I like that.
That's nice.
Oh, I don't have that. The vocal's not on. Okay, so that's a potential just leave it like that thing. But then I could take that and do this. Right, so then we have let's keep the kick drum on. See what I mean? Like you can.
Oh, whoa.
Right, so I can reorganize it. We're doing like an Ableton lesson for Anthony today. That's what's going on. He's like, "What? You can do that?" Oh, and I forgot to bring the effects over. Let's bring those EQ and distortion and everything over after the sampler or the simpler.
Good golly.
There, that's techno-y. That's definitely more energetic, right? Except I didn't do it right. I mean, is that great? I don't know. Sounds really raw, doesn't it?
That's wild.
It is a little wild. A little too much, maybe. Let's make a variation on that. Or just try it again. Could even do, you can kind of hear that the slices they need to be edited. Do you hear it? How it's kind of messy?
Yeah, I'm still just in a sort of state of awe.
You're in a state of awe?
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is Live analyzes the audio and adds in little markers where it sees the transients, right? So there's a drum there, there's a drum there. And then sometimes it gets them right and sometimes it gets them a little right.
I
So
see.
so it'll play the slice and at the end of it you'll hear the beginning of the next one.
Yep.
So it's good to go in and kind of check that they are correct. You can clean there. That one needs to be cleaned up, right? So just drag that over, and this is going to sound much cleaner. Oh, well, we hope it will. And then here it's kind of missing one, so I can add one. Like anywhere there's a sound that didn't get a transient, I can add that in, and now I have some more variation too. Yeah, it's cleaner now. I would build. They were talking about. Someone was talking about hard groove earlier. I would build up hard groove techno loops like this too, like syncopated, chopped acoustic drums and sounds and things like that. And it sounds a little thin, but we would like layer this with other stuff. And I think this with delay is going to be great. I'll do echo again. I'll do echo again. Come on.
Oh,
there we go.
Man. Oh, that's wicked.
Yeah. What do you say we recreate your bass line partially using a synth or something?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I mean, it could. I was just thinking we loop the first part of it, just go boom, 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 or something like that. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know if anybody could hear me go boom, 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 but
Boom.
I also might end up changing the kick drum a little bit because it's okay. Wayfinder says this almost sounds as if the kick were on the offbeat. Well, yeah, it depends on where it starts, right? I'm trying to make it off. I want it to feel extra syncopated. 2, 3, 4, and then we do like something like a chord stab on that beat, on the third beat. All right, I was thinking about bass though. We can try to find a preset that sounds fat. I don't know if there's any like dub bass sound presets in here. There's some chords. Oh, ooh. We don't have to make them, Anthony. They're in here already. There we go. There's a dub techno bass. Let's use that. Let's see if that's fat enough. It's a little noisy. I feel like I want a smoother, cleaner one, right?
More buttery.
I mean, some of the butteriness would come from mixing too, but I don't want a dub step bass. I don't want wubs. Nope. That's not what we're looking for, right? No, wrong kind of dub. Just to be clear, we have dubstep now. This is not what we're doing today. Although they do have similar roots, right? I don't want all the high frequency like tweaky stuff.
Question.
Yeah.
The origin of the word dub, is that from double?
It's from making a copy,
Yeah,
dubbing tapes.
Yeah, but not from the word double.
No.
Okay.
I don't know though. The actual where the root of the word.
Yeah.
I mean, double could be double because it's a duplicate. Yeah. Duplicate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There you go. I think we just solved it. All right. Luminous Cloud. Search sub. Yes, thank you. This is actually a really old Ableton preset.
Whoa.
You like that, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. Good job. Overdub.
All right, so do we want it to be? It sounds like, I think we're in E, right? Do you remember what key? Do you want to have some say in the rhythm that I do, or are you just going to let me do whatever? Like, should we just start by recreating your bass melody or something different?
Well, let's do the bum 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 bum.
Do like the
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you're gonna paint in all the notes? You're not gonna play it?
You want me? I could. Any of you not listening on headphones or big speakers, you're not hearing anything right now. And actually, it's really low. I think you're actually playing it up here, but that doesn't sound as good.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it gets really, really low. I'm not sure. See what I mean? My initial thought was just to make it more loopy and only play the first. I want a less aggressive kick. I'm using Punchbox today. I haven't used it in a while.
Now, would this be an opportunity to sidechain the bass and the kick?
You could. You want to do that? You don't have to.
Okay.
If you're going for a 90s style techno, we didn't do that much.
Okay.
We didn't have that many compressors lying around that we could do that unless we had a really, maybe someone did. I sure didn't have that. But nowadays it's pretty common to sidechain duck everything. So why not? Gonna choose the kick drum. How do you feel about Live's workflow, seeing it up close maybe for the first time?
I've seen it a bit. I mean, obviously there's parallels to Logic.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it looks cool. I like the UI.
Yeah, it's really clean, right?
Yeah, and the Apple UI is just a little Apple-ish.
All right. What did I do with the...
And the organ.
All right, we haven't sliced up the organ yet. This is going to be... all right. In order for us to take this beyond just the raw idea, we'd have to go on for like a couple of hours today. I can't promise that, but at least we're getting a good start, right?
I think so.
And then we have... It's pretty straight. Let's see if we do the whole... No, that's right.
Right. Yep, you're right.
But it sounds much better. Maria says it's kind of housey. Yeah, a little bit. Now we're getting in. We're getting like it sounds like UK garage. Sounds kind of housey. I mean, it's definitely not UK garage. I'm doing we're not doing that type of skippy two-step beat. That would be like that's not always. I mean, some of it has a steady kick drum, but I would, and it also would need a snare. That's what just for your sake, because you don't know what that is, do you?
Mm-mm.
Right. And I don't have the right sounds set up for doing two-step kind of beats and garage beats, but let's give it a not exactly right, but it's there. Yeah, if I was doing something two-steppy, different vibe, right?
Totally.
But we're not doing that today. I'd still need a better kick drum. I'm not in love with this kick drum either. I need a more round thump, no? And we're going to get rid of that snare. There, just a 909. More techno already. I'm going to duplicate that little guitar stab. I think I like to happen less often. Because it's a 2-bar phrase now with the bass. Should we go into the organ and find some chord stabs? And then we've got still have to figure out how much of this do we want to use. Or we do play with that stuff.
Oh man.
Yeah, just doing the little dub, the throws. That's gonna be great. I feel like that needs to happen later though. Like we still need the main groove to be better. The race is on. And that's not warped. That's the other thing. I threw the vocal in here, but I forgot to warp it to make it the right tempo first. So we'll have to fix that eventually.
It still sounds amazing.
I'm glad you think so. Hey, is there any more of that Guinness?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Because I haven't had any yet. Fantastic. Here, cheers, everybody. Haven't even had lunch yet. All right. Josh Holiday likes it. It's trippy, according to Maria. I agree. I like the trippiness. I mean, dub can be very out in outer space and trippy.
Yeah,
right?
I would say so.
Yeah, we definitely want to lean on that. Okay. So, organ. I'm going to turn the warping on for the organ. It is being analyzed. Hey, Metaphase. That's right. Cheers. I like that. Let's play. This isn't time corrected yet.
Guinness out of a solo cup, breaking so many rules today.
All right, let's get this. I've had beer on live before. This isn't a kid's show. It's cool. All right, let's just say that's the first beat. And let's make a loop of a bar long, and then we'll time correct it. So this is going to take me a minute. Is this actually the first beat? I'm not sure. It's hard because I'm sliding from a sustained note into... let's do this in an easier spot. And let's listen to it by itself. All right, there it is. That is a downbeat right there. So we'll make that 1 and make the loop at 1. Right. Yeah, and that's another downbeat. So we want to make that here. I think that should warp that 2 bars correctly now. Oh, okay. Goodbye, snare. I can tell I messed it up already. No, it's actually... We might not want to use loops from this. We might want to...
Just pull it in?
Just take one little stabs. Yeah, this is hard. This is going to take forever.
What about just the bubbly parts?
The bubbly parts?
Well, sorry, I meant just the that's it.
I see. Right, you know what I'm going to do? Let's listen through it a little bit rather than... Until we hear something that stands out. Like there's some parts where I play like glissandos and bigger chords that are a bit more stabby. That might be good. There's also, I don't want to do the melodic part.
It's amazing to hear that.
All by itself?
Yeah.
I mean, the last time we heard this was in the studio back then.
That's right.
Right, so let me just... I mean, even just that would be good.
Roll.
No?
Do it.
He says.
Please.
Like just like that, and then yeah, we'll turn this on again. Oh, look, Live tried to fix it for us. That's lovely. All right. My wife always makes fun of me when I say lovely.
Per K.
Because my dad says it. Just because the thing, he's always said lovely, and now I do it because now that I'm old.
And you're becoming your dad.
Oh no. Okay, so let's now throw that in simpler. And we'll make a little groove out of that, just like I did with the drums. It's already cool, right? Why isn't it? All right, I didn't get the time stretching right. I was thinking it would be like a 16th note, but it's not quite right. Oh, duh. What did I forget? Student. We were slicing it. I forgot to put it into slice mode. Right. So.
Oh, you forgot to put it in slice mode.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You're learning. And of course, I have that problem of the slices aren't correct. So I got to go in and be like, all right, maybe I don't want to slice. Let's get rid of that one because that's kind of together. And then this one, let's move it a little forward. This one, move it a little forward, just so we don't get those little clicky noises every time. Not sure about this one. Those sort of all go together, but I'm going to try chopping them up and seeing what they do. And what are they saying in the chat, Anthony?
Guinness works with breakfast too.
I agree. At least I had breakfast today.
Sink them puppies.
We're going to go get some food later, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Yeah, and late lunch is on me.
You're a sweetheart. That's great.
You're welcome.
I kind of wanted to play call and response with the little guitar stab that's in there.
Would you pan them out?
I could.
Ooh, that was cool.
Oh, you like the little double?
Yeah.
It's a little weird. I'd have to get the timing just right. And also, I think the warping and the timing on that guitar, the organ, isn't quite right to begin with, so it's making it harder to do right. Yeah, I don't think I'm not sure if I like that. It's an interesting idea, though. We could
do that with delay.
I could do it with an effect after I get the groove down, maybe.
Yeah.
I like that, but it's got that little snap. Can I fix that? You don't really hear it when it's playing with a beat, but you will hear it. Lest I forget, we can fade it out a little bit, usually. And that will get rid of some of the clickiness. It's a little volume fade. I like that. We go down.
What does transpose it down and make it more dissonant against the guitar stabs? That's what you were saying?
Well, I can transpose. That's actually something you hear a lot in dub techno. You'll hear different chord stabs at different pitches going back and forth. And this, Maybe.
Aztec says -3 was nice.
He wants it dissonant. I'm not sure I like that one. Maybe
later on as a...
if we want this to fit with the vocal, we kind of need to stay in key.
Yitzy says call and response with the vocal.
Yeah, something about the timing of the organs is like internally, like that the slide. You know, there's a glissando going from a high to a low note. Somehow, like this more simple thing is working for me. And let's just make everything better with delay. Yeah, exactly. Instead of getting stuck, let's add another element. But let's see.
Whoa.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I love that. Oh yeah, don't forget the dub siren.
All right, you know what we need? We need something to make it a little bit more techno again, and we're just going to go for a typical, just to start with, 909 open hi-hat, because it always works. But I'm going to make it shorter. Where's our vocal? The race is on. Times are hard. See, we still have to get those timed out right. So let's do it this way. I'm going to actually try to time correct Richard John.
Richard John.
Yeah. This is true. Camel P is saying the vocal and the organ carries the tracks. Yeah, definitely. I still think there's some work needs to be done on the effectiveness of the groove, the drum and the bass and the sound of it. Like, it needs to be polished. It needs to be fatter and more driving and more techno in a way. But I think it's a good start. I mean, we've been on for an hour now. We're about at the end of our time, but let me just do this last thing. Let me see if I can somehow get this, all right, this warping going on. I'm going to set one here.
That's close. Did you just nail it?
Accidentally.
Awesome.
I mean, it's probably going to go out of sync at some point, but here, let's put these back on here. Yeah, that needs some work, but that's the idea. That's the time corrected. And I don't think we should have the whole verse.
No.
I think it should be chopped up like little pieces here and there. But yeah, this is a good start. And you know, it's definitely leaning in this Bandulu style of dub techno direction. But you know, you can hear their drums are a little more chunky and it's a little more energetic. And it's mixed. This isn't really mixed yet, right? There's some polish and thickness and depth that'll happen from the effects and the mixing and everything. But yeah, I'm happy with this. And it needs, if we go the hard groove direction as suggested earlier, that's going to help a lot too with the energy level, like thicker, more rolling drums underneath this. I think it could work.
I think it sounds amazing. Nice work, man.
Nice. Thanks for stopping by and in being an inspiration to make it happen today. And it's cool. I have mentioned I Spy before to the people, but now we're integrating it into the show. So that's a nice step forward for that and this whole project that we've been doing. But I think we might. This is a good start. I think we might revisit this when we have the stems. Yeah. For the actually like really good sounding mix. That's going to make it easier, and it will have more character to start with. So anyway, nice one. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks Anthony.
Thanks
I
everybody.
Spy bass player extraordinaire who is taking on. I'm passing on my old mixer to Anthony today, and helping us make a little space here at 343 Labs, which is very helpful. Don't forget. We've got the Techno feedback session coming up on July 27th after I'm back. I'm on a little break going out of town. On Monday, I'll be back in a couple of weeks and we'll do our feedback session. Go to the Discord, go to the Selway feedback channel to post your submission for the Techno feedback session. And see y'all when I get back. Have a good one. Adios.
Boop.